This video is brought to you by Bitbox NES Game Cases, the best way to store, display, and show off your NES game collection. So be sure to check out StoneAgeGamer.com/Bitbox for more information. What's going on, gamers? How you doing? My name is John with Gamester81.com. This video isn't going to necessarily be a review, but I do want to talk about a game that just came out for the Dreamcast. That's right, the Dreamcast, one of my favorite systems of all time. It's really cool that games are still coming out for the system, and this is a really cool shmup. It came out late January 2014, so it's fairly new as of doing this video. And I heard about this game initially through Kickstarter. They did a Kickstarter campaign, and their goal was to raise about $25,000 for it. They ended up doubling their goal, and they're going to release it for the Dreamcast, and I believe eventually it's going to come out for iOS as well. There's 7 stages in this game. I want to show you some gameplay, talk to you about the game itself. It's not going to necessarily be a review per se, but I really enjoy this game. I've been playing it nonstop for a while. The game is very, very challenging, but it's done beautifully. The graphics are awesome, and it really harkens back to the classic shmups, like the classic arcades. There's in fact a score system in here, where a high score system, just like the classic arcade. I feel like this game would really port well to like the Neo Geo, although I think it might be a little bit too advanced for the Neo Geo, but it feels like it could port well to the Neo Geo. And I want to show you the box I got. They did have a limited edition tin box available for $400, which was limited edition through the Kickstarter only. This retails for 65 US, around 32 euro. I'll put a link below to the site. HuCast is the company that actually published this game, and they sell it in euros, but they do ship worldwide. You can pay through PayPal, whatever. Really, really fun game. On the side here, you can see it's in Japanese, which is cool. And the graphics are done in a very cool, at least the artwork and stuff are done in a very cool anime style. So it feels like it's like a Japanese game. Let's open this up. You get the instruction manual, and show you the controls, as well as who worked on the game. Special thanks, all that good stuff. They got a Facebook and Twitter, which I'll put below as well. And here is the game itself, right here. But yeah, it's a fun. Let's go check out some gameplay. I'll talk a bit about how this game got started, who worked on this game, and go from there. But it's not going to be really a review per se. But let me know what you guys think. Please leave a comment below. If you guys would like to see more games for the Dreamcast, do a thumbs up and let me know what you guys would like to see on the system. Let's take a closer look. Redux Dark Matters, published by HuCast, programmed by KTX Software Development, is the newest Dreamcast game out that just came out. When you start, there's 2 difficulties. You have normal and veteran. Each one has a different ship that you can play as. Unfortunately, you can't play as, you don't have an option to choose your ships as far as which difficulty goes. But I'm playing on normal, and this ship is good. It's got a lot of cool weapons, and the other ship available on veteran mode, which is obviously harder, is a different ship with a little different weapons. The biggest difference between normal and veteran mode that I can tell is there seems to be less power-ups in veteran mode. So I can honestly tell you that normal mode is certainly hard enough. But as you can see in Redux, this game, it just visually, it's really appealing. I mean, there's so much going on, and there's points in the game where you got so many things moving, and there's no lag at all in the game, which is really amazing, and just a testament to the how powerful the Dreamcast really is. And it gets to a point sometimes, honestly, though, where there's so much going on, it almost gets a little confusing. And as you can see, when you're playing this game, there's these gold nuggets that pop up for points, and depending how big the item you destroy is, the bigger the nugget. And sometimes it almost seems like they get in the way a little bit, but it's still really cool, and it's an interesting point system you have. And as I mentioned before in the video, there is a score system, almost like an arcade style score system, and that's kind of cool. So there's it kind of harkens back to the old arcade style, so to speak. But visually, the game is amazing, and it's actually programmed and developed by Renee Hellwig, he worked on NG Dev Team games like Gunlord, which is another game for the Dreamcast I reviewed recently, Fast Striker, Last Hope, and Docs, as well as the video game composer is Chris Hasselbeck, which he's known for Turrican and R-Type, which I'm sure you guys have heard of. So this game certainly samples a lot from R-Type. If you guys are a big fan of R-Type, this game is definitely a game check out. And you can see the weapon upgrades I'm getting. It gets to be a lot. And here's the first boss in the first stage. There are 7 stages. And you'll notice I have these kind of orange things around me, below me, above me, as well as in front of me. Those absorb a lot of the hits, and that's really key. Those are defensive power-ups that you can get throughout the stage. If you don't have those, it does get a lot more difficult, trust me. But unfortunately, my back is exposed, and you're definitely not invincible even with those, but it definitely makes the stage a lot easier. And the strategy in this game is collect as many power-ups as you can, because later on you're going to definitely need them. And every once in a while you get 1-ups that will pop up, but you have basically 3 lives, and once you die you get 3 continues. So you get a total of really 9 lives in the game, and once you're done, you're done. So there I just defeated it, and I guess you got an extra life for defeating the first stage without dying, which is always nice, and tells you your final score. Now the music, you'll notice, also is really good in Redux. The music is actually done by Andre Newman, and he's worked on some other games as well. And every stage is different, but it's got a really cool, almost like a techno sound to it, and it really fits the mood of the game. In fact, in the Kickstarter campaign, they sold actual audio, like 4-disc sets for just the soundtrack alone, which is actually pretty cool. I mean, Kickstarter had a lot of cool different things available to it. They, as I mentioned before, they had a kind of a silver disc set, which is cool, like that sold for $100. It's a tin can. $55. You can get a 4 CD complete soundtrack track of the game itself. It says it's going to come out for iOS. Currently, it's not out for iOS. I'm not sure as far as retail how much it will sell for on iOS, but I can see how this game would really work for iOS as well. I can honestly tell you, I hesitate even calling this game a homebrew, because I know a lot of people throw out the term homebrew when it comes to new games for old systems, but it really is not a homebrew, because I think homebrew kind of means a cheaply made game per se. This is definitely a professional made game that, with 7 stages and the difficulty, like I said, I've played this game for weeks now, and there's parts of the game that can get very frustrating. This is one particular stage that you have these beams coming after you, and as you can see, I've only got 1 weapon power up now, and it does get, you got so much going on that it gets a little confusing at times, but I like the challenge, especially in these retro games. I mean, it's definitely one of those things where the replay value is definitely higher than normal, in my personal opinion. But I'm really curious what you guys think of Redux Dark Matters. If you guys plan on picking it up, I'll put a link below. You can pick it up through Ucast, their website. Game sold very well on Kickstarter. But I want to see more games like this for the Dreamcast. I mean, let me know what you guys think. Would you guys like to see more games like this? Are you guys a big fan of these styles shooters? I miss these kind of games for modern systems, to be honest with you. This definitely harkens back to the old school days for me. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you guys thumbing up this video. Thanks for subscribing. If you guys want to stay in touch, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, as well as my website, Gamester81.com. We'll see you guys soon. Take care. Happy gaming. Peace.